It's funny, people, when the conversation about cheating comes up, people always go, well, do you think there's a lot of people cheating? And like, it's hard to know, right? And like, we don't know about the people who are good at cheating. We only know about the people who are bad at cheating because they got caught while cheating, right? So it's this awkward situation where like, we don't really know how prevalent it is. We only know we only catch the people that are bad at it. Gonna see if your pirates list has legs at a PPTQ tomorrow. Have you tried going lower on the main board Thieves of Sanity and maybe up on the ops? I think you want Thieves in the main deck as CTR, unless you don't expect to play against any green black, which I think is kind of is not very possible. I think the what Thief does for you in the green black matchup is very important, basically. Okay, so we're playing against spirits. I can just take the Collected Company here because it's their most powerful card. They can't Mausoleum Wanderer or Bitterblossom. That being said, the fact that I've like gone to 16 here and Bitterblossom gonna start hammering me is not irrelevant. Honestly, it's not even just not having the auto tapper that sucks. It's the fact that like I can't drag cards into play. Like I keep trying to drag cards into play and then realizing that I can't. It's just like, oh, this is very different than I want it to be. They should have dealers in big Magic tournaments that handle all shuffling, dealing, and fetching. No, that's just not feasible. Big Magic tournaments have 3,000 people playing in them. You're gonna have 1,500 dealers present. It's just not possible. Hopefully hit an untapped land here so we can play this Lingering Souls out. We're going to just do a black-white tokens impersonation here this game so far. This is probably a matchup where our Thoughtseizes actually come out. Ding. And like if this Lingering Souls trades for Mausoleum Wanderer, I think I'm okay with that. No, the auto shufflers beat the cards up pretty badly, Wildfire. So just like from a these things cost money standpoint, the people won't like that. Yeah, big poker tournaments have 10,000 people at them, but they have one dealer per 10 to 12 people usually, I believe. And those tournaments pay out a lot more money and have significantly higher entry fees because of that. Yeah, that's true. Magic also has a lot of shuffling in it, especially in these non-rotating formats. Bitterblossom looking pretty good here. Next turn, we get to go Flashback Lingering Souls plus play Birds of Paradise. And then play a tap land, and then we get to get Ally of Zendikar online the following turn. And we have a Gavony Township for the turn after. It's good strong curve here. Gavony Township's going to be worth its weight in gold easily. I have no idea what magic cards are worth. I would not advise asking me for my suggestions on trading. Why can't I hold all my flyers? Yep, so the goal here is to just try and manage to not die before, or manage to kill them before the Bitterblossom kills us, basically, right, is the goal. I guess I can probably start smashing with Rad Chad here. My next turn is actually probably going to be plus Gideon, activate Township attack. So that way I can get Gideon to 5 so I can emblem him. Nice, Denon. Yeah, the Explorer Golgari deck is very, very powerful. There's lots of really expensive ways you could help mitigate cheating in Magic. But again, they come back to expensive and technically feasible. Like, the technicality of like what goes into making that possible is just like really complex. Pump up, the bump up, the pump up, the jam. Bump up, the pump up, the bump up, the jam. Do 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 do. This deck is really good against big boards. Just like, as far as like big board decks go, this deck gets bigger than most boards. Do they have Settle? Usually they don't play Settle in their main deck. I think we are blessed by the city, chat. That is definitely the case. Chad is here and he's ready to give him the business. This deck doesn't even just go wide, it goes wide and it goes tall at the same time, which is one of the things that makes it very good. So next turn, I'm probably going to Emblem Chad plus activate Township, and then I'll have 4/4s. We get music now, of course. Of course. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. Wide and thick. Yeah. No, I don't think Vault of the Archangel is very good. In my experience, I don't even have 4 Gavony Townships in this deck, I don't believe. And Gavony, like, this board's a great example of just, like, why Gavony Township's just a much better card than that. Like, the life loss from this Bitterblossom is just, like, not going... We're going to kill them before the life loss from the Bitterblossom matters, is basically the TLDR. Yeah, I'm not going to attack with everything because they have the Vial and another thing, and like they can fog my attack kind of, but I'm going to hit with 3 or 4 things here. Like, I think the Knight Ally, and then like 4 of the Fairy Rogues are coming in. Yeah, they're pretty much just it. I don't know. Attack for enough. How much are you attacking for? Hopefully enough. I don't know. I'm not blocking. It's not my job to figure it out. All right, so we're going to trim these Thoughtseizes. I'm always torn in if Brutality is good enough in this matchup. It's probably not. I think I like this. This deck, from my experience playing it, this is one of the many decks you can find on my website. We've played this deck a good bit. This deck has a lot of parallels to Green-Black Rock in that it has a lot of quality disruption and removal in the discard spells, but it has more velocity and kills them a little bit faster on average because it's able to go as large as it can. Okay, like this configuration. Knight's a pretty flexible card. It can be a beater, it can naturalize an Aether Vial, it can gain us health when we need it. Pulling the Thoughtseizes out of my deck will make me, what's the word I'm searching for? It'll cause me to lose less health, which will make my life a little bit less precarious. How do I find this deck against Tron? It's okay. Between Stony Silence, Damping Sphere, and Thoughtseize, you can slow them down, and this deck actually puts a pretty quick clock into play. So I definitely don't think you're favored, but I think you have the tools to be competitive against them. You have four copies of Assassin's Trophy too. I always forget that card actually, that card really matters in that matchup. It's a good start for us. The mana creatures are very good. Yeah, the viewer numbers are much higher with Arena. I'm still collecting data because I've only been doing Arena for, you know, like 3 weeks now, but so far my average viewer count for Arena is like 50 to 100% higher than Modern on Magic Online. Talia is particularly annoying. Unrelated question, but how do you think Traditional Living End does against Reg? I actually don't know. It's kind of... They have Aether Vial, and they played the Thalia first. That's what... They made a colorless mana, and they paused, and then they untapped their land. Nice Aether Vial opponent. Alright, I think I want to just get Bitterblossom going. Just get Bitterblossom going. Will I be part of the streamer events? Wizards of the Coast doesn't acknowledge my existence. Apparently I haven't streamed enough Hearthstone or licked enough boots to get acknowledged. If we're being honest here, the reason why they don't acknowledge my existence is because of comments like that. It's because I'm willing to point out that they're more willing to give things to people who stream Hearthstone than people who, you know, make their living making stuff for their game. And whether that's good, bad, right, or wrong, like, you can be the judge of that all off on your own, but that's the case of it. The site that I write for, Cool Stuff Inc., has been given preview cards in the past, and then they've given me, as one of their authors, the preview card to write about, but I never get anything directly from Wizards of the Coast. Even when we had the Arena sponsored streams on this channel, that wasn't Wizards of the Coast who sponsored me directly. I responded to basically a bulletin board ad on Twitch that Wizards put up and any partnered Twitch streamer could take. Negative, thank you for the bits, I appreciate that. Thanks for the support. Colonic Cannon, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. That's fine, I don't need Watsy's acknowledgement. I've got the acknowledgement of, I don't know, we have 2,600 subscribers right now. Yeah, like 600 of those are gifts, but, like, you know, there's like at least 2,000 of you out there that like what I do, so thanks for supporting what I do and keeping me here, even if Watsy doesn't care for me around. Correct, exactly. See, I've got all of y'all. Who needs Watsy? Yeah, I agree. I don't think that I needlessly bash the things they do. And if I am doing that, I would appreciate it if people would point that out. I feel like I do my best to just be fair and constructive to the things that they do. Has deeper pockets than Watsy. You're not wrong. Nah, it can't be a result of salt. If you go and look at some of the people that they sponsor, like, there's a lot of heavily sodium induced people that Wizards of the Coast associates with. I mean, like, you can look at the data overall and, like, see where I fall compared to all Magic streamers. That's actually, that API data is public. So, like, for instance, since we have real people streaming now, so, like, for the past month, I am the 11th most watched Magic channel here on Twitch for the past month, with SCG and the actual Magic channel being above me. So, like, I'm the 9th most watched Magic channel, you know, out of individuals. Am I supposed to trade 3 of these for this, or am I supposed to chump? Hey, Deck Uno, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I think Watsy's disinterest you has to do more with the fact that you are proud to not own any of their cards. I mean, that's not true. Like, I talk very openly about how much money I've given them for Arena. Yeah, so I could trade 3 of these for their Thalia. I think I'm just supposed to chump again. It's like my health total is valuable with the Bitterblossom going. No, chat, it's straight. I would block with 5 tokens. They would kill 3 of them, and then theirs would die. Yeah, and to be fair, there's a lot of people, like, there's a lot of Pro Tour players that they don't own Magic cards either. That's just like, it doesn't make sense when you're traveling for a bunch of Magic to own Magic cards, if we're being honest. Oh, I'd get blown out by Selfless Spirit off here. That's a very good point. All right, so here's a real question now. Do I cast spells at this point, or do I just like hammer this township? I think I just hammer this township. I mean, that's not true, Grim 2TN. Like, I could just open my checkbook. Like, I own all of Standard on Arena because I just paid them money. Yeah, you're either supported by Magic shops, or you're supported by, like, for instance, I'm gonna go play Grand Prix Milwaukee next month, and one of our wonderful subs here in Hoaglandia was like, I have a giant Standard collection, I can hand you whatever, most anything you want, just tell me what you need to know in advance, and like, they're gonna be awesome and hand me a deck. So like, it just doesn't make sense for like, as often as I play Paper Magic to like, own cards. That's just nonsense. I'm just timing you out because you're an idiot. Get out of here. Do you think all of the Hearthstone streamers they associate with who only do arena stuff encourage people to buy Paper Magic cards? Do you think they own Paper Magic cards? Get out of here. Don't be dumb. Don't use dishonest basis to kind of justify shitty decision making. You want, look at this. I own Magic cards right here. I have a shuffling deck full of Magic cards right in front of me. Don't own Magic cards, and that's the reason. Get out of here. Don't be lazy. All right, so now if they attack, I double block and we trade. I only attacked with, that's a good question. So I only attacked with one spirit there because if they flashed in Spell Queller with the Exalted trigger in the Gavony Township activation, I beat Spell Queller in combat with one spirit. So basically I didn't want a Spell Queller to flash in and eat my token. That's not true. Wizards of the Coast makes money off of singles. Saying WotC doesn't make money off of singles, I think shows a misunderstanding of like how the economy of this game works. Like singles come from boxes, which come from packs, like which have packs in them, right? Like the places that are selling singles, like they came out of packs. Yes, yeah, it was better to block with more things there. I wasn't thinking because I was arguing with chat. So they have Spell Queller off of Aether Vial. My 4-mana spell cost me 5 here, and then I can't reasonably Assassin's Trophy because of the Mausoleum Wanderer, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pass here. I'm gonna attack with one of these tokens again. Deal. Yeah, we're definitely working our way towards double spelling here, which is nice. I mean, like, here's the thing, though. Do I even need to cast a spell to win this game? Like, why do I even need to cast a spell? Also, it's funny. It's funny that people are like, I encourage people not to have paper. You could argue that I encourage people to buy digital Magic cards, which is way more profitable for Wizards of the Coast than paper Magic cards. They make infinitely more money from people buying digital products than paper products. The overhead on digital is far less. So like, I just don't feel like there's any reason to play into a spell queller here. I think adding cards to modern without having to have them go through standard would be sweet. Yeah, that's a neat idea and something that's worth exploring for Wizards. Spell queller hits 4 or less. Kind of Nivik, but like a lot of the singles that are sold were open from booster packs with the intention of getting singles to sell. So like that single only exists because someone gave Wizards money. So sure, there was a middleman involved, but it's like saying like because somebody else is selling a product that was made in China, China didn't get any money for that product. It's like, well, no, that was made in China and the factory in China like got paid by someone else. There was this middle person involved, but the China still got paid. I could be more aggressive here and like try and kill them faster, but there's really just no reason to like lose to like a good collected company. Just like I'm winning by a lot here. Also, this is just like another good game. We're just like showing like how much absurdly better Gavony Township is than Vault of the Archangel. Sure, GHU, you're correct that what you're saying is accurate, but what I'm telling you is if you buy a single right now, WotC got paid for that single at some point. Also, you could argue that if you go buy a booster pack right now, you're not actually giving WotC money for that booster pack. Every booster pack that you see in every store everywhere, Wizards of the Coast has already been paid for. A distributor bought those packs from Wizards of the Coast, and then that distributor sold those packs to the store you're buying it from, and then you bought it from that store. So that packs, they've already been paid for that pack. When you buy that pack from that store, if you want to make this ridiculous argument that supply chain doesn't pay the originator, then the same argument applies to booster packs. So, you know, it's just like asinine to that degree. All right, how we doing? Rantin'. Good morning, folks. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I would like to thank all 650 people that have showed up this morning to watch some Modern. I appreciate you all. You all are the reason I'm able to do what I do here. Past just watching my stuff. If you really enjoy it, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to stream full-time like I do. I love my job and what I do here, but I wouldn't be here 30, 40, 50 hours a week that I am without support from my subs. Past subscribing, you're also able to support my content by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Harry's Razors would like to help you get that nice, close, clean shave using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/Hugelshave or harrys.com. You can save $5 on your new starter kit with them. And as a special plug for Harry's, pushing people along, these rants are what I'm watching for. EJ, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that. If 100 people use my Harry's code by the end of the month, we're halfway there. We have 50 people that use it. I'm going to clean shave my face. So if 50 more people pick up one of their trial kit with Harry's there, I'm going to clean baby shave the beard off using my wonderful Harry's razor. Cardshare.com would love to help you turn your cards into other cards directed to the players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of stuff that they already have on their website. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. Thanks for dropping by to our little slice of the internet. Remember, if you are enjoying yourself this morning, be sure you hit the follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything, and it lets you know when I go live and with what. He teaches me things better than Mrs. Frizzle. Those are the discussions I really appreciate on your channel. We can have an adult discussion without people getting offended thanks to great timeout management. Yep. It's really, when people talk about like you can't have a reasonable Twitch chat and a large Twitch channel, I'm just like, no, you just haven't seen a well-moderated large Twitch channel. You think the novelty of hardened scales is worn off, or it's still a competitive deck? I think it's a very reasonable competitive deck. Just whenever a new deck pops up in Modern and suddenly it's everywhere and then it pulls back, it's just because people very quickly come to the realization that this deck isn't the next Eldrazi Winter. It's just another deck that's competitive in Modern. and you need to know that it's just fine, it's not broken, and when people realize it's not broken, they go back to playing the other decks that they enjoy playing. Came across your Impact Tremors deck from August on YouTube. Do you think adding Legion War Boss to have 8 Rabble Masters could benefit that deck? That's an interesting idea. I haven't thought about that. That seems like it would be worth testing. This hand's very good. I wish I was on the play as always with Magic the Gathering, but it's definitely fantastic. Not a mulligan here. Riftbolt. Okay. Hey, main deck Sorin is very, very good in this matchup. This is aggressive decks like this are one of the many reasons why I have cards like Sorin in my main deck. I mean, Jackal Girl, would you ever choose to draw? Like, when are you choosing to draw? I am currently standing, which is why I'm able to kind of move around and bob back and forth. I split my time while streaming, sitting and standing. We don't have a standing desk command anymore, Brecken Sky, because I had some issues with the company. So I'm not advertising their stuff. This is definitely gonna be we were on the draw and probably gonna die because we were on the draw game. We'll see. We'll see how aggressive the rest of their hand is. The fact that they haven't had a creature in play yet is really good for us, even though Searing Blaze was kind of tough. Yep, yeah, use an anti-fatigue mat. Anti-fatigue mat is worth every penny if you're gonna use a standing desk. Bump it. Where did the color combinations come from? Old Magic sets. It's one of the just like the many Magic jargon things basically that exist in the game. Oh, I think I'm just casting this. Doesn't feel good, but I think that's the line. I mean, to be fair, Wu-Tang, the reason you're able to read you can arguably read more of the cards on Magic Online than Arena. You just don't have the mouse over overlay for Magic Online. And Arena didn't create the mouse over overlay. They just like happened to get it created by a fan by accident, basically, because they had an output log that existed. So while I agree that the overlay makes it more accessible, it's really not thanks to anything WotC's done that exists. So what am I supposed to do here? So I have to shock to cast the Sorin. I kind of want to just hope to fade here. Sorin only nets 2 life if I don't get Skullcracked, and then I leave the Eidolon in play as an attacker, so like it nets 0 life. I think I'm gonna path the Eidolon, flashback my souls, put this land into play tapped, and hope they just like have another land or a creature here. I could die in response here, but I think this is the correct line to give myself the best chance to win. I did my part to help Jeff shave. Other people help me out. Thank you for checking out the sponsor, Saba Speed. Christy's actually out of town for the weekend, which is why I'm streaming early this morning instead of this afternoon like I'm going to be doing on Fridays. So Christy's actually in Dallas for the weekend, Nivik. The starter kits are $3 or $5, depending on which one you get and how you order it. They're very cheap. They're cheap in cost. They're good quality products still. Flashback this bump. Flashback this bump. GG! They flashback bump here. They're going to concede to the Sorin. Yeah, so for less than the price of a sub, you can check out the wonderful Harry's Razors and do your part towards making me shave. They have international shipping. They ship to the UK, Canada, and the United States, I believe. You can double check their website to see if they do other those, but I know they do Canada, UK, and United States. This card is so good. 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 Sorin is love. Sorin is life. Yeah, their shave gel is great. The starter kit comes with a tube of their shave gel in addition to a razor and blades. Get some tools out of the sideboard. Get to cut these poopy Thoughtseizes. I don't know if I want trophy in this matchup. I guess they sometimes board in bridge. I don't want Bitterblossom. Maybe I don't want all the trophies, just want 2. That seems good. Seems like a good clean sideboard plan here. How do the razors deal with thick, bushy upper lip beard? So if you let your facial, we can have a grooming lesson stream. If you let your facial hair get too thick, you shouldn't start with a razor on it, a regular bladed razor. Usually I go over the top with an electric razor and then use the bladed razor to get that close, clean, smooth shave. Daddy teaches shaving. Yeah, go over the top with an electric shavers. Shavers on average don't get very close to your face though. This sideboard plan is as clean as you would get by shaving with the Harry's razor. Ain't that the truth? Don't keep. I know Sorin's one of our best cards in this matchup, but you can't keep a hand that doesn't do anything till 3. He says as he looks at this hand and keeps with the scry on the draw. All right, it's fine. There's a mana creature on top. There's a mana creature on top. All right, we got one more shot at a mana creature. Looking for a mana creature or a brutality here, ideally. Yeah, I think this deck's great. I think this deck is a good mix of having a proactive game plan, but also having a number of good interactive elements like Thoughtseize, Path, and Assassin's Trophy. Probably dead here. I think this hand was worth keeping on the draw because just like any of our 10 mana creatures, then it's very good. Let's have a happy moment if Jeff does social media. And if you want to annoy Wizards of the Coast because they don't like my stuff and don't sponsor me here, these tweets are great. If you got into Standard or Arena because of me and my streams, you should definitely tweet at Wizards of the Coast, tagging me as well, letting them know that I'm the reason you did so. Is there a way to make this deck on a budget? No, not really. You need the mana requirements are pretty strict. Morning, Ryder. Thank you, Izzy. I'm just gonna pack it in. This hand was a little speculative. I think you could argue that I could go to 5 here, but like this hand was very good with a mana creature, so I wouldn't have kept this on the play, but on the draw with the scry, I think this is worth keeping. To let you do commentary at a GP. I'm not gonna brag. Okay, I'm gonna brag. When I tweeted that I was going to Grand Prix Milwaukee, Channel Fireball started following me on Twitter. So maybe there's a chance I can get a feature match at Milwaukee, especially because I won't have buys, so I'll be playing round 1 there. We're kind of a big deal now. Channel Fireball follows. Yeah, if you're going to be at Milwaukee, feel free to come up and say hello. I don't bite. Always love meeting folks. I'm not in the middle of the match. I'm always happy to damage your cardboard with a Sharpie if you want, or just shake hands and say hello. Intention, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I really appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month with that. Grand Prix Milwaukee is standard. That's part of the reason I'm going, because I want to play standard. Okay, even if we miss a land drop here, we get to go mana creature, mana creature. But we're not going to miss a land drop because we're a professional. So, do I actually want to just go mana creature here? I almost think I do, right? I'm leaning towards playing Pirates at the Grand Prix, but there's a standard Grand Prix this weekend, so I want to look at the results from that before I lock into a deck. I think it's the mana creatures here, and then the other. So like, here's the second question I have to ask. So like, I want to play mana creatures, but because my second land was a Horizon Canopy, do I want to pay a life to attack them for 2? I don't think so. So like, I don't think dealing 1 to myself is worth dealing 2 to them here. If I play Pirates, am I dressing up as a pirate? I might get a pirate hat, but I think I have a sponsor lined up that's going to pay me to wear their gear for the Grand Prix. Do you have any pro tips for somebody playing in their first Grand Prix? I have a number of pro tips. The first one is that you cannot communicate too clearly. Always over-articulate. Most of the issues that occur between people playing a match of Magic at the competitive level is because one player did not communicate clearly enough. Number 2, judges are there to help. There's 3 types of people who are going to discourage you or make you feel bad about calling a judge. Cheaters, uninformed people, and idiots. You don't want to be in any of those 3 groups. Judges are there to help you. Judges are there to make sure the games are played by the rules. You should never feel bad for calling a judge. If you ever have any question about if you should call a judge, call a judge. If you're like, I'm not sure if I should call a judge here, do it. Always. They are there to help. They are there to make sure the game is getting played by the rules. Sounds good, Andy. Thank you for the clip. There's this weird stigma in people in the community about that it's scummy to call a judge, or you're rules lawyering if you call a judge, and it's just nonsense in my opinion. Those are people who are either trying to cheat you, so they want to discourage you from calling a judge so they can cheat, or they're people that just don't understand competitive integrity. Thanks for the angle shooting tips. We'll treasure them. Love you too, Pikes. I'm totally getting skullcracked here, right? I'm totally getting skullcracked here. I have to take 1 and go to 9 to cast this Sorin. And I'm gonna get skullcracked and die. I think I just make them have it. When do you start calling a judge for slow play? As soon as your opponent's playing slowly. You should definitely encourage your opponent to play faster before calling a judge. Just be like, hey, my favorite way to encourage people to play faster is with something that's fun. I'll often say, if someone's been in the tank for what I think is too long of a time, I'll be like, hey, what's the word? Is bird the word? Just and most people laugh at that, right? But it sends the message that hey, you need to play faster here. I tapped Elves over Horizon Canopy because this needs black mana. Another, and this is again just you can be nice and get your opponents to play faster. One of my favorite ways to encourage people to play faster is after you should be very conscious of the clock when you're playing a match of Magic, because playing in a reasonable amount of time is important. Whenever I look at the clock during a match of competitive Magic, and we're going into game 2 and our game 1 took more than 20 minutes, I always say the same thing to my opponent. I say, hey, we both need to play faster in these next 2 games or we're not going to have time to finish game 3. Because that's just a fact, right? Like, if your first game took 20 minutes and the second 2 games both take that same amount of time, you're going to draw in game 3. And, like, it's not just your job or just your opponent's job to make the match of Magic finish. It's your job as a team to make the match of Magic finish. Like, neither of you should want to draw. Just like, you can do and say little things without being a dick to like send the message to your opponent, hey, we need to finish this game of Magic. And like, there are some people who just like haven't played a lot of tournament Magic. They just like aren't conscious of the clock and don't realize that it's something they need to be keeping track of. So what am I supposed to do here? I'm probably supposed to just like trophy this Beaumont Courier, right? Is there any difference between 5 and 6 health? There's not, right? There's no difference between 5 and 6 health here. So if I just like trophy the Beaumont Courier, I kill them, right? Like, I have to take 1 from the Elves of Deep Shadow to catch trophy, but they just die, right? Is there any combination of 2 cards that kills me from 5 that doesn't kill me from 6? I guess I could like theoretically play around Deflecting Palm here, but I think I haven't seen white mana out of them, so that's not worth doing. Oh! It doesn't deal damage to me because it has lifelink. That's fantastic. Interactions. Now you're thinking with portals. Combo. Oh, I guess this is technically a bad attack, right? Because just Gideon's lethal with Exalted. Oh my gosh, they have Deflecting Palm. Oh, they have Path. Well, this attack's much better in the face of Path. We've broken Modern. We've cracked it asunder. Thanks for giving me something to watch in my advising appointment. Put this at regular JAC. Thank you. Thank you for the support, Colin. I appreciate it. That's just a good reminder for everybody watching that every 100 bits you cheer or $1 you donate, you're always welcome to put those towards the deck in the queue. Happy to do that for folks. People that support me dictate what we play and when we play it. Sweet. Hey, Fejda, thank you for the 12-month resub. I knight thee, defender of Hoaglandia. Please step forward and defend the realm from Twitch chat. Thank you for the year of support. Enjoy your sword and shield. I'm gonna run and fill my water bottle really quick because I'm out already. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. I think I'm supposed to keep this hand. I love the people stepping up to like get sorted by a brand new sword. If if my opponent has a handful of lightning bolts, we're gonna feel real bad with like double Thoughtseize and I'm gonna fetch shotgun one of this Horizon Canopy. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan this. I'm gonna do, oh yeah, Tron! I don't know if we can beat Tron, but we're not gonna get punished for dealing infinite damage to ourselves at least. I've never been so excited to see a Tron land in my life. Oh, Eldrazi Tron. This matchup's probably pretty good for us. I guess they have big sweepers. They have like all his dust. Is it better to wait on Thoughtseize? I don't think so. So like, and the reason to not, okay, actually here's the reason to not wait on Thoughtseize. My mana is tied up for the next couple of turns. So like my turn 2 is going to be play another Thoughtseize, and then my turn 3 is Nissa, my turn 4 is Sorin. If they just rip Tron and then like have Endbringer here, we could be in trouble. Hey, Casual Champion, thank you for the 6-month resub. Pick up that training sword, put down that shovel and boots. Begin your preparation to become a Knight of the Land. Thanks for the 6 months. Thanks for the half a year. To curve Walker into Walker here. Do 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 do. I think I minus the Sorin. If I donate $60, I get to replace my shovel with trading sword. Unfortunately, you cannot, the sub badges are not something you can skip with money. So you'll see even Nivik, who has his wonderful crown there because he's donated a good deal, and his moderator sword, he still has the 6-month subscriber badge. He's been here for 6 months. Do you have anybody who's made it past shielded? Yeah, there's a bunch of people past shield. So the horse knights get horses at 2 years, and then we have a few people who have a map like I do for 3 years, and then nobody has a castle yet because I haven't been partnered for 4 years yet. So when I get a castle icon, that means I'll have been partnered for 4 years. Castle's the last one. Castle's your final stake in Hoaglandia. The map indicates the plot of land that you are getting as a Hoaglandia landowner. Shouldn't there be something for 5? What's better than having a castle in Hoaglandia? Am I supposed to trade with the Matter Reshaper here? No, you don't get crowns through time spent in Hoaglandia. You get crowns by supporting the land with dollars. Gotta understand how the system works. Ooh, if they have a 6 land, oh, they had Tron anyways. All right, so I need a trophy. I need a trophy or a path real bad here. All right, we've got 1 redraw. All right, I think we're dead. So I can do this. Do I just like down tick my Nissa to make all these bigger? Yeah, I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Awesome, Brennan. Streaming's a good time. And you should do it because it's something you like doing. It's the best reason to do it. So like, for those that aren't familiar with Endbringer, it can draw them an extra card every turn. It's just like, we're just gonna drown in the card advantage from this thing. That is true. Our squad gets pretty large next turn. They're gonna attack as 4 power dorks. JK, LOL. Do I trade 2 tokens for this? I think I trade 2 tokens for this if they attack. Yeah, I'm gonna quad block. I know they have the Dismember. So they need a second Dismember to blow me out here. If I draw a path or a trophy this turn, we might still have a chance to beat the Sunbringer. Thanks for the pro tips. Put these swords of dealer's choice. Thank you for the bits, Pyrojack. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. They missed the last sub. Oh, Rabner. I did miss Rabner. That must have happened while I ran out. Thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. In the end, it doesn't even matter anymore. Just gonna go ahead and concede here. We're not gonna die for a couple more turns, but the Endbringer's just gonna bury us. We're not beating Tron and Endbringer. So it's funny, I actually sent my Twitch rep a message asking if we could get, what's the word I'm fumbling to say? If we could get special gift icons for people that have gifted a large number of subs. So hopefully that'll be happening soon. At the very least, like different color presents for people that have gifted a bunch. All right, so I definitely want paths, trophies, and I think Stony Silences. Do I want Thoughtseize in this matchup? No, this is not a Damping Sphere matchup. Like, that game alone, I think, showed why it's not a Damping Sphere matchup. We don't care about shutting their Tron off. We just want to, like, answer their things. Wonder if it's Thoughtseize out. Just want more things to impact the board. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Y'all are great. Y'all are great. Be wary of Chalice on 1. In what way can I be wary of Chalice on 1? Like what? How do I adjust my? Are you saying I should board in Knight of Grace because of potential chalices? Like I have 4 Assassin's Trophies in my deck. Oh, you know what? Maybe this was wrong and I was supposed to fetch a basic land on 1 here. And then I could like play Bitterblossom plus a tap land on 2. Yeah, I think that's what I was supposed to do. I think I was supposed to fetch and then so like I'd be up a point of health right now if I'd have sequenced my lands differently. Thorn of Amethyst, sure. I guess this means I can't cast Sorin next turn. It's like annoying, I guess. Hopefully we draw Nissa or Lingering Souls. Path's not bad. Don't we just trophy a Tron land? Why? What are they gonna do if they have Tron next turn? They're gonna like cast an Endbringer. All right, I'll trophy the Endbringer. Like their deck isn't full of Karns and Worm Coils and Oblivion Stones, chat. Like their deck is full of 4/4s and 5/5s. Yeah, it's not. If they were playing green Tron, I would definitely trophy a Tron land tier, but they're not. So I don't think I really care. I get spooked, yeah. And I think that's something that people do incorrectly in this matchup. It's like, For the same reason I don't board in Damping Sphere in this matchup, I don't think you should attack the Tron lands aggressively. You just want to like save your cards for dealing with their actual threats. I think I'm supposed to Sorin next turn, like Sorin down tick probably, make a 2/2, and like start plussing after that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and trophy this at end of turn so I can Sorin and then go to town. Yeah, now trophy eats this, so we get to get going with Sorin here, which is ideal for us. Sorin down tick feels bad if they have Reality Smasher, but I think we're probably going to be able to race Reality Smasher on the back of just Gavony Township here, even if they do that. So I think I want to just like get my token into play and get my beats on. So like, and again, this is one of the things I really like about this deck. At this point, we're going to close this game out very quickly, right? So like, if they don't kill my Sorin, next turn I'm going to plus Sorin and Gavony Township and attack for 10, which they're just dead in 2. This deck is able to close the game out very quickly. Of course you can have a timeout. Thank you for asking so nicely. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the full Hoglandian experience. Let's see if they shoot things proactively here. Oh, they're just killing Sorin. I think that's good for me, right? I think that's good for me. Oh, they have a Ghost Quarter too. Okay, less good for me. This makes a lot of sense since they have the Ghost Quarter as well. Yeah, killing both of our anthems is good. Killing one of our anthems seems worse than killing our creatures, but killing both of our anthems seems good. You're a touch late, Stony Silence. You're a smidge late to the party. Smidge late to the party. That's fine. It's fine. We got up for 4 here. We got 5, then 6. We got a couple of turns here. MTG bot can't timeout mods is why it asks for help. I think I'm just supposed to use my mana efficiently here. It kind of feels bad to like lose my path, but I think I'm supposed to do this. So that way if I draw like a township or a 4-mana spell next turn, I can cast it. Stony turns off Walking Ballista and Expedition maps. Sometimes these decks play Mind Stone as well. Is that lethal? It's gotta be close to lethal. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. Not quite lethal. Alright, so if they have Tron, all is dust, we're dead. But we're just never beating that at any point. Usually all of dust is their sweeper of choice. Hey, Peace God MC, thank you for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. No, all his dust costs 8 at the moment, so they need exactly, specifically Tron. Do you cast all his dust here? Oh yeah, Eldrazi Temple would do. I forget that. I always forget that that's a tribal spell. Tribal spells are so weird, especially like in the face of something like Eldrazi Temple. All right, scoreboard. What am I doing for this last game? Do I want these Thoughtseizes on the draw? Part of me feels like I want these Thoughtseizes on the draw. That's fair, Matawad. And Blooming Gideon's better in the face of all his dust. I don't know what I want to do. Do-da. Starter, and you're about in the middle. We've been up for about 2 hours. I'm planning to be live for about 6 more. Yeah, I like this deck a lot. This deck has a lot of play to it. This is one of the many decks you can find on my website. We've played this deck in a bunch of leagues in the past, so if this is your first time watching this, there's a bunch of videos on my YouTube channel that you can find neatly organized on my website as well. Abzan tokens. Gosh, I feel like I want these, but I don't really have anything to cut for them is the issue. I could like cut Nissa, but that probably reduces my threat density too much, right? Honestly, I think I probably would have done better, Trem. This deck's very good against Jeskai and blue-white control, and straight black-green rock is not fantastic. I don't know if this is right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I like cutting that over. And it says Silver 0702. Thank you for the 2-month resub. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. That clip is very good. Now, I don't think I really care about Thorn of Amethyst. I think that card's kind of whatever. I'd play the Pirates deck because I really like the Pirates deck. If there was a Grand Prix this weekend, I would have been testing more. Part of the reason why I haven't like really like started grinding in on a deck that I like specifically is because the Grand Prix this weekend. And what I want to focus on testing to play at a tournament will be very based on the results of the Grand Prix this weekend. I have no idea how much Magic the Gathering cards cost in paper. You can go to my sponsor, CoolStuffInc.com, and paste a deck list into their deck editor, though. And then you can save 5% on your order from them using code Jeff5. Good clean shillin'. The people that were hyping up Assassin's Trophy to be this some big impressive thing, they were just trying to sell you Magic cards, or they were dumb, one of the two. I think anybody reasonable knew that Assassin's Trophy was just going to be like another playable Magic card that was nothing to write home about. Just like this card that you're like happy to have in your deck, but like it's not going to be the end all be all of the format. Donate towards a deck in the queue. Do I have to use Bit, or is there a way to send me money? Yeah, if you use the donate link here, you can just go ahead and click that. And you can use PayPal. I think they do credit cards as well. Bits also work. You just put whatever deck you're looking to bump up with your donation or support in the comment. Yep. No, thank you for the support. I'm always happy to answer questions in general, and especially happy when it's a question about giving me money. Yeah, basically what Trophy did was Trophy ended discussions about like what's optimal to be playing in terms of removal. Trophy just like was like any slots you were like, I'm not sure what removal spell I'm supposed to play here, you're like, it's Trophy, play Trophy. There's a block list on Arena. What does blocking people on Arena do? There's no chat box on Arena. So like what is... Oh, you mean with the emotes? You block them from emoting you? Morning, Apprentice. Hope you're having a good Friday. We're a little bit behind here. It's possible I should have mulliganed my opening 7. It's a little bit too reactive and slow, and then like Thorn of Amethyst slowed us down even more. I don't know that there's really an Abzan. I guess we're playing an Abzan deck. This deck I have 4 trophies and 3 paths. So I think I'd favor Trophy before Path because of the flexibility on average, like I do here. Oh, you mean on MTGO? Oh, yeah. Yeah, on MTGO, the chat's real bad. Definitely misunderstood what you were saying there. All right, well, they've got a whole lot of nothing going on here. I guess they have a cycle from the Mind Stone. Oh, I'm not going to be able to hold up trophy because of this. I should have played the fetch land so I could fetch a shock land tapped. It's not really a big deal. Small thing. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's good. Any combo deck that can cast trophy probably wants it. Make sure to report those people, Brosader. Those people should not be welcome in the Magic community. Get their accounts suspended and hopefully they leave. Arena's really good, Linda Ellaby. I'm actually impressed that we have 800 people here this morning. That's great. Or grow up. I don't hold my breath on things like grow up, GRTE. I think that one's pretty unlikely to happen on average. Growing up doesn't refer to age generally. Growing up refers to an emotional and like an emotional state. I hope they physically become larger. God bless. Feels bad letting them draw to more bombs, but I definitely just have to like take this off the table. I can't let it pressure my Gideon. I got you, Nivik. Welcome back before you get abused. Dang it! Shape perception. Honestly, one of the things that were like, so like I was, my hype for Artifact is middling. I'm not sure what to expect from it at this point, but one of the things, hey, Grapesian, thank you for the $20 tip. I appreciate that. Towards the Jund tracker deck, although I've been playtesting constantly and it's more like Jund Culligan's command now. I sent Judy about the update. Sounds good. Thank you for the support. The fact that Artifact's gonna have an in-game chat kind of feels to me like Valve doesn't get it. Yeah, you should just toughen up. It's not that we should be decent to each other. You should be less thin-skinned, you sissy. No, you should just stop being an asshole. That's what you should stop doing. Don't make fun of people who don't want other people to just like not be dicks to them. Just stop being a dick. Don't normalize being rude to each other. Do you know why people are rude to each other? Because you've normalized it. Because we've grown up in a society where people have said stuff like, toughen up, sissy, it's just words. Rather than being like, hey, maybe we should just like not be rude. So there is, in the buried deep in the user settings, there's a report function, but if you just right click on someone's name and choose to block them in the chat window on Moto, after you block them, it'll pop up a reason for blocking them. An aversion to political correctness should not erase common decency from people. Many just equate it to that. I agree. There are a lot of people who talk about how I don't want to be politically correct, and what they're actually saying is they just want to be a jerk. They want to give themselves self-validation for being rude to other people. I mean, you cannot be bothered by something and still understand that the person that's saying it to you is intending to be rude by saying it. Like, people call me names all the time and it doesn't bother me because I've got a thick skin, but they're still doing it with the intention of being rude and being jerks. Like, that's what matters. Like, it doesn't matter that I don't care and it's not going to affect me emotionally, and it does affect some people emotionally, and that's not okay. To be doing things like that. So, like, you know, it's just because you're okay with it doesn't make it an okay thing to be doing in general. There are a lot of people that don't know how to issue polite criticism, though. And not only that, but like, there's a difference between and how you issue criticism, you know, going back to the Big Lebowski quote, right? Like, you're not wrong, but you're still an asshole, right? Like, there's a right way and a wrong way to approach criticism, and a lot of people approach it in the very wrong way. I would love to play first. Thank you for asking. Are we 2-1 now or 2-1? Seems pretty good. We have white sources that could potentially die, but fairly reasonable mix of spells. Would you consider that wrong? I don't know. It depends on what words you're using, right? Like, if you're referring to each other as, like, you know, things that are like homophobic words or like racial slurs, that's probably not okay, even if you're okay calling each other that. There's a lot of context. Like, this idea that, like, there's these things where, like, it's always right or always wrong to do things. There's a lot of gray area in the world. There's also the, I think something that a lot of people miss or don't get or whatever you want to call it is that, like, people are like, well, I didn't intend for what I said to have the impact that it did. It's like, well, it's not the intention that matters, it's the impact that it has, right? So, like, you know, when someone runs out into the street and you hit them with your car, you didn't intend to hit them with your car, but you still hurt them by hitting them with your car. And, like, that's an extreme example, but it gets the message across. It's not what you intended to do doesn't change the fact that, like, the actual impact that what you said had on a person. I think there's a lot of people that miss, they like think if I didn't mean any ill will, I can do whatever I want because it was just all good fun because I was just joking. It's like, well, it's really more nuanced than that. Really interesting that they didn't have a second land and they chose to Inquisition on one as opposed to Serum Visioning, and now they've missed their land drop. I think they could be Grixis Shadow. The fact that they're light on lands implies that they're probably more of a Shadow deck or a Tempo deck to me. Yeah, Probe is restricted to Vintage where it belongs. I mean, yeah, if they drew the Serum, it could be that, like, they saw Blooming Marsh Noble Hierarch on one for us, and they put us on a Devoted Company deck and maybe didn't have a removal spell. Not my Freeze Peach! Don't take my Freeze Peach away! I think they know about the trophy. This is probably a rest in peace matchup, huh? I think I don't want Thoughtseizes. Is this a 4x rest in peace matchup? Or a 3x Rest in Peace matchup. It might be that this card is good, but not good enough to jam all of them. Sorin's a little bit clunky too. Let's trim one of each of these. I probably don't ever want to draw two of this card, but like the first one I'm probably pretty happy to see. Correct, GRTE. Correct. Also, there's a, you know, there's an XKCD comic for anything, and there's an XKCD comic from forever ago, and the title is that, like, citing free speech as the reason why you're saying something is the worst possible stance to take, because it means the only defense you could muster was it's not literally illegal for me to say the thing that I have said. Which I just couldn't agree more with. It's just like such an elegant way to phrase, maybe we should think about what we're saying. Faraday, been here for 10 months for the memes and haven't been disappointed. Thank you for the 10-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. There's always an XKCD comic. Go down on souls because it works with rip. I don't think you should go down on lingering souls when you're playing Rest in Peace. And are they playing a control deck? Okay, interesting. I might want these Thoughtseizes for game 3. This implies they're not playing Shadow. I'm a philosophy professor at a university, and if we remove intentions from ethics, we will lose all based ethical conversations, because then you can never have an objective standards for ethics. I mean, like, having to make everything objective is tough, right? Because there's just a lot of things in the world that are just like varying shades of gray. Oh, I missed a donation. You're right. Faraday, thank you for the 10 months. You know, I noticed the donation and then I forgot about it. What's your favorite Thoughtseize deck and why isn't it Mardu Pyromancer? Thanks for being background noise. My favorite Thoughtseize deck is probably Green Black Rock, but Pyromancer or this are probably my close second. Got a lot of canopies, chat. I got a lot of canopies. That being said, the stock in this Bitterblossom goes way up if they're playing a control deck. Blue-black thing. Blue-black thing is fine. I wouldn't count it as one of my favorites, so I definitely played these other decks a lot more for a reason. I'm drowning in my own filth. I'd recommend taking a shower. Showers are good for cleaning your filth off you. Dealer's choice, and by that I mean have an Assassin's Trophy. What would it be? I have no idea. I'd put in the work. I don't make decisions like that lightly. Man, are we gonna pay 3 life and activate a Gavony Township at some point this game? It feels like I'm gonna pay 3 life and activate a Gavony Township at some point this game. Ow. 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 The canopies, they hurt, chat. They hurt my soul and my health total. You cannot trophy your own cards. It's not a legal play. Let's move past the philosophy discussion in chat. It's cluttering things up. It's just gonna go in circles for a while. As somebody who's been a part of the internet for a long time, we're going nowhere quick. I'd really like to draw a land that doesn't hurt me here and is untapped, so I can Gavony Township only paying 2 health. I think I'm actually just gonna cycle one of these. I kid you. I'm pretty sure our local baseball team is called the Cornballers or something like that, and their stadium is definitely called the Corn Crib. It's kind of funny. So, like, if they're a control deck, these paths probably aren't particularly good. I'm gonna try and path a Fairy Rogue here. They know your brand, chat. Stay on brand. And if they, like, tap out to kill this Fairy Rogue so I don't get a painless land, I'm gonna get to Gideon next turn. What? Yeah, I think we came out ahead on this exchange. And so we're at 7, but like, I've got Chad in play now. That's true. If they have a bunch of bolts and snapcasters, we're gonna die, but this is my line, right? We're taking it. I mean, they're dead pretty quickly here. We're dead to 2 bolts, but we got them dead in 2 attacks. This and Electrolytes. This is a Snapcaster Mage. We're in a lot of trouble. Is a Culligan's command? Like, what are you, like, they're fumbling on this land, so they're trying to make black mana here. Please, dear God, port the auto tapper to Magic Online. For the love of God, port the auto tapper to Magic Online. Please. 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 Bitterblossom was banned for the same reason Stoneforge Mystic is banned. Because people are scared of change. Huh. I think it's the play. I don't know. We're dead to a lightning bolt, but I think we're dead to a bolt either way here. So like if they have a Bolt or a Snapcaster Mage, we're dead because of Bitterblossom. No, they were tapping my team. No, we're not dead to Tar Pit. I have Assassin's Trophy in my hand. All right, so it looked like they were playing like a shadow deck or a deck with more threats in it game one, so I cut my Thoughtseizes for Path to Exile. So this game I'm gonna swap that the other way. We also just had a draw where like our lands did a lot of damage to us there, which was awkward. Rest in Peace looks less good. Let's do this. Path better than Trophy? No, the opponent's deck likely has Planeswalkers in it, which makes Assassin's Trophy a lot more appealing. Yeah, Rip like has some text here, but I don't think it's worth the card slot. I think my Lingering Souls are worth more in this matchup than they are against something else. Nope. Take a 10-minute break while you read Assassin's Trophy. So this is the thing, and people are really bad at assessing land count in decks. This deck has 25 lands in it, but look at the lands that we're playing. You need to give context to the statement that you're making. So I've got Horizon Canopies and Shambling Vents and Gavony Townships. A significant number of the lands that I'm playing have text past make mana for my spells. We also have a lot of mana creatures, but those mana creatures also attack my opponent for damage. Just like, I'm a big fan of modal cards, and creature lands are just like the ultimate modal cards. Utility lands like Horizon Canopy, Gavony Township, ultimate modal cards. Moto cards, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Honestly, that's modal cards are one of the reasons why the standard format's so sweet too, because WotC just like knocked it out of the park with all of the split cards that we have this cycle, like Expansion Explosion, Discovery Dispersal, and a whole bunch of others, just like very playable. Oh, you know what? I should have, I probably should have floated a mana there and cycled this Horizon Canopy, because now I can't Trophy and cycle Canopy. I actually streamed for a little bit yesterday, Toaster. I played Pirates for like an hour and a half yesterday afternoon. It was mostly a day off, though, and it was nice. Thank you for asking. Fine Finality, yep. Yeah, Bitterblossom's very good here. I'm gonna enter combat. I'm missing potential damage from my Sorin plus, but I'd kind of like to. I don't want them to be able to like counter my Sorin and tap my team this turn. So I think there's upside to waiting to play this post combat. Do I want to play into a counter spell here? I'm not sure that I do. I feel like I kind of want to hold on to the Sorin for now and just like hold him for like a double spell turn or like a Thoughtseize turn. Like playing into a counterspell here when I don't have another card to play into another counterspell next turn feels bad. Because like making them have it now doesn't do anything if I can't make them to have it next turn. Counterbound Bitterblossom would be very annoying. And like this is a good example of like what I was just talking about now, right? So like now because they had the cryptic command, next turn I'm going to be able to go Sorin plus Bitterblossom, which is valuable. Yep. Huh. Well, that's like double Blossom now? Nah, I'm probably supposed to still Sorin. It's gonna be counter tap my team. They have 5 cards in their hand, so yeah, counter tap my team. Yeah, I think Sorin's better. It's gonna put him to 5. I don't want to down tick and make it 2-2 and then like have them end step bolt him and untap and sweep the board. I have a variety of threats here. Oh, that's a huge punish for playing Sorin. Oh, that's a huge punish. I guess that makes sense. This probably isn't a matchup where they leave. They leave Thoughtseize in. My board getting cleared here. They're doing something to the board because this puts them dead on board with the fetch. We do have a lot of things that flap, that's true. So they have a bolt. Oh, I guess they can block. They can block the Avacyn's Pilgrim here. So most anthems should be lethal. So Gavony Township, Gideon, second Sorin, Nissa. All these cards should kill them next turn. Unless they have a bolt. And even if they have a bolt, all those cards are good still. They're still mostly dead. All right. I don't know what that is, J-Robes. Sweet, we're 3-1. This deck's really good. Maybe I should have played this deck at that team up in. I definitely would have been much better off against all the Mopey control decks I played against. Nah, I think cards like Stram's Expertise are just like worse than more Planeswalkers. Oh, yeah, those are neat. Those are neat, J-Robes. Getting the community more involved. If those things took them minimal time to implement, they're worth doing. If they did those things instead of implementing more needed features, that seems like a waste, but there's a good chance that like those special formats that they implemented like aren't particularly hard to implement. You're not wrong, chat. You're not wrong. But there's almost 900 people here anyway, so thanks for hanging out while we moto. You know, I was just thinking I'm starting to get hungry and I have a lot of stream time left. And then I remember that Pash Jeff ordered lunch this morning before I started streaming. God bless you, Pash Jeff. You're not always an idiot. This hand is more than good. It's great. What food did I order? I ordered Baja mac and cheese from Panera. Pash Jeff knew what's up. Tron. All right, other loss was Eldrazi Tron. This, you know, they're gonna Karn us and we'll be sad, but this hand's moderately aggressive. We get to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, looks like they're playing good Tron. We'll be attending the STG event in Vegas in November. I will not be. I will be at Grand Prix Milwaukee in November, and I will be at the SCG Con Invitational in December. Are my last 2 paper events this year. No, the Moto streams are about the same. A lot of people that get into Arena aren't interested in watching what this is. Modern's also like not particularly accessible to begin with because of how deep the card pool is. And then like you couple that with the fact that like there's no on-screen add-on to allow people to like mouse over cards. They're playing bad Tron. They're playing bad Tron. You're saying there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Nope, I lied. We're dead. JK, LOL. You've been lied to. Yeah, I'm done. I don't know. I don't really want to play against Eldrazi Tron again. And my rule of thumb is I concede matches that aren't fun, so I'm just gonna move along. That's the single best part about playing Standard is never having to play against Tron lands. If I'm being completely honest, Standard right now feels a lot like Modern and all the decks that are really sweet in it and all the different archetypes you can play, but you never have to get Tron or Valakutid. It just like feels very, very good. No, Tron, you never have to get dredged either. It's like things that are great about playing Standard. Abzan tokens. I think this deck's sweet. I think if you want to play tokens in Modern, this is the best way to approach it. In my experience playing black-white tokens, it's too slow and clunky. And this deck does a good mix of taking the aggressive draws a green-white tokens deck can produce while mixing in enough interaction with like Thoughtseize and then some permanent-based hate pieces and rest in peace and so on as a damping sphere to be competitive against those combo decks. Yeah, there's no Blood Moon in Standard either. Also great.